everyone's doing well. We'll spend a little time together this morning. Give people a chance to kind of come in real quick. Going to do a quick little live chance for the family to come together, spend a little time together. Hope everyone's doing well. So I know it's kind of early. Well, early for us over here on the West Coast, anyways. We'll just spend a little time together, talk about some events that are going on right now, things like that. Shalom, family. Shalom. Shalom. There we go. Grand Rising family. Shalom from the UK. All right. And maybe you guys let us know where you guys are coming from, where you guys are watching us from. I know we have people from all over the world. It'd be nice to kind of see we have people from different places. There you go, from New Jersey. Okay. Toronto. Beautiful. Chicago, Virginia, Texas. All right. Dallas. All right. There you go. Danville, Illinois, huh? Beautiful. Beautiful. So we just got a little bit of time here. We can try to come together, kind of tie in a few things from the last few videos. Talk about maybe some things that are going on in people's areas where they're at right now. In Vegas, Arkansas, beautiful, all over the place. Louisiana, all right, nice. It's amazing, isn't it, family? How the Most High just giving us more and more information and understanding every single day, and I'm just seeing how He's working with the nation and bringing this information together, just showing you how it's a team effort. Yeah, I posted a video. I was listening to a little bit of Brother Main's video yesterday. I was listening to it again this morning. I was getting ready for work and everything, talking about the pyramids and what they're being used, what they were used for, and the history between Genesis 6 and Genesis 10, how they're all that hidden history, and how you have to go to different books. He's going to the Keys of Enoch and I think the Book of Moses and all this other information, and it's like, you have to go different places to get this information. Most High told us here a little, there a little, and it's just, I mean, the playbook of the enemy is just it's very evident and very easy to figure out. It's just don't look anywhere. Here's these books. We gave you these books. We've approved these books. We've manipulated them and taken information out so you can't make connections, and then you'll be stuck. And it's all about keeping us stuck. And they've done a wonderful job of keeping us stuck as a people and not growing. I said they've done a masterful job, and they still continue to do that today. I said so. It's just it's amazing to see. He said it was great. Exactly. I'm almost done with it. But I said what I've seen so far was awesome. And that's how this truth is. I mean, it's like no, not one person has all the understanding. The Most I set it up like that. It's just there's just too much information. So he has to, use different people to bring this information together. There are many people behind the scenes that you don't see who share a lot of information. There are many people that don't want to be seen or don't want, to be out there, but they're studying and they're bringing their information, to the table as well. And it says this is absolutely a wonderful, wonderful thing, a wonderful time right now to see how when the nation starts to come together, how how absolutely wonderful it is and how powerful as a nation, we are becoming once again, as far as like right now, you're seeing it with knowledge and understanding, you know, I said, it's just, it's amazing to see, I said, I got a lot of brothers and sisters, I said, that share so much information, one sister I know, she made a comment, and I responded back to her, sister, I'm not sure, I forgot your tag, but she was like, well, I shared Pista Sophia with you and you blew me off. you're blowing it off. And I responded back to her and I said, sister, I didn't blow you off. I've read Pistis Sophia, but I wasn't led to share it. And I mean, so sometimes, people just got to understand, like, if the Most High doesn't, push me to share something, I'm not, maybe that's not for me. Maybe it's for someone else to share. But like I told her, I said, much love, much respect to her and her husband. But like I said, sometimes people share things, and I know this is a great information. I said, but maybe it wasn't time for me to share that at that time. You know, and just, I said, all of us we all have our calling. I said, in the Nag Hammadi, I said it was a great book, great information, but I just wasn't led to share it at that time. You know, Like I said, there's a lot of books and there's a lot of information that I don't necessarily share. I said I don't feel like the Most High hasn't moved me to share, but there's other things that he'll put something in my mind, and then I'll get an email or a text message from someone, and it'll go exactly with what the Most High showed me. So it's just like the video last night. I wasn't planning on doing a video last night, but I read one thing, and then I said I read one thing, and then brother Matt sent me information that went exactly with that. Then there was more information he was sending me from the sale portion. And right before I did the video, Brother Jerome sent me more information. So it's just, the Most High just let me know, like, hey, you need to put this out tonight. You need to go ahead and and put this out. And so, like I said, everything is on the Most High's timing. We might have books and information that he doesn't want out at this time, but that he wants out later on. But ultimately, it's the Most High's call. So it's not my call. I said it's the Most High. He's the one that dictates what we share and what we bring out. He's the one that, trust me, many of us have seen things about the Kabbalah. Many of us have seen things about magic, but really, Shalom 12. But really, it's like you might have seen it, but never made a connection with it. I didn't make connections with it until the Most High started waking me up to it. And now I'm reading all these different books about, I see the word esoteric and exoteric everywhere now. Didn't never noticed it before, but now when a lot of things that I'm reading, I start to see the differentiation between the exoteric information and the esoteric information. Didn't see it before, been reading all these years, didn't really see it. But then all of a sudden now, because the Most High has opened my eyes to it, I'm seeing the different differentiation between information everywhere. You know, so like I said, it's just it's the Most High's timing. It's not our timing. It's when He's ready to open us up to accept these certain things. And once he does, then you start to make these connections. Just like when we got into the truth and we got understanding with the Bible. We didn't see the pronouns are talking about, him and ours, and really, really making a differentiation between the other nations and his people. I said, so my people, and talking about that, and we had that assumption it was everybody. Everybody is his Most High's people, but not the Most High gave us that information, you know, and that context, do we really start to understand and start to grow? I'm trying to see a part right there. I saw Sheila E. My ex-pastor used to mention it quite often, but I didn't quite understand the difference. Never looked it up. And that's the thing, yeah, um, you have to like have like a dictionary or phone next to you and always looking up a lot of these words, especially with these books that we're getting into right now. They're not, like I said, it's not just like leisure reading that you can just kind of pull up and read it. And, it's got really easy vocabulary. I said, it's not like that. It's got a lot of higher level vocabulary words that we're not exposed to every day that had maybe different meanings before. And, they change definitions of words and things like that as well. So, you kind of have to read things in context. You have to have the Holy Spirit with you to lead you and to open you up to be able to understand what you're reading and everything else and put things in context. I mean, for me, I have to read things a lot of times multiple times. I read something one time and then all of a sudden, I didn't really understand it. Take a little break from it, maybe for 20, 30 minutes, come back, read it again, and then I start to see things I didn't see before. I said so. Like I said, it's just a way of says it's deep required exactly. So we got to, read and take our time and study and things like that, But that's absolutely beautiful thing to see now. Sun's coming up over here and blinding me over here a little bit. But hopefully everyone else is doing well. Gentile Slayer, that's a great name. hmm So right now, I said we're getting so much understanding. I said we're getting so much confirmation. I said it's a beautiful thing to see. This whole thing with the magic and the wands and talismans and all these different things. I said it's funny how people are so dismissive of the information. It's like, so I guess we're just supposed to just we didn't have certain things that we were supposed to do in order to get the power. We just had to just think about it, and then that was it. Just think it up. And I mean, Most High has, he has certain things that we're supposed to do, in order to get a required, result at the end. So it kind of makes sense that, that there's certain, if we want certain things to happen, there's certain things and protocols we need to follow. And pretty much anytime, the Gentiles say something, to do the opposite. Whenever they're saying certain things, you just know to go the opposite way. When they say, oh, that everything as far as these books is all evil. I mean, I look at that one, Isis Unveiled, and they just, I mean, when I get people saying, oh, well, Blavatsky, she was a Luciferian. So, okay. I said, I mean, okay. So, isn't the vast majority of people that we're surrounded with Luciferians? I mean, most of them are following the abominable church. So, wouldn't that make them almost everyone around us Luciferians? So, I mean, we couldn't read much of anything if that was the case. I said, so it's like, oh, so we can trust everything that they gave us in the Bible, but all the other books we can't trust. I mean, that just makes absolutely no sense. I said Most High makes them put truth out there. I said makes them put truth out there. I heard someone, I don't think mentioned it in the comment section, but like that's all part of like the spells or things that they do. That yes, they do certain things, but they do have to like show truth. They do have to put truth out there. I said, and it makes sense that they would have to put the truth out there so that we can actually, delve into certain things that they say, things that they share, and we can find the truth hidden within. So even like when they're doing certain things, doing spells or doing whatever that they're doing, I said they still have to show truth in it. I said, so I mean, that's why we can find truth in absolutely everything that they do. We can pull it out because we have the correct context. We have the Holy Spirit. So it's like, we shouldn't be afraid to delve into other books and other understanding, because if you don't have that spirit of fear, then you're going to definitely, hey, Anubri, good seeing you, brother. I said, you're definitely going to not be afraid to jump into different things. I said, I don't think that we're easily going to be, deceived anymore. Like it was, we were deceived so much because we were under the curses. We are knowledge. We were destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Now, when the Most High is building us back up, why would he give us a spirit of fear? Like, don't read this, don't look at that. I mean, it's amazing to see because it's all the same. They have all the same the tactics for absolutely everything. The truth is what's going to set us free, right? So when you start getting that truth and that understanding, then it's like you're free to delve in here, look over here. You're not going to get, you're not going to get stuck unless the Most High wants you to get stuck, and then you didn't have a choice anyways. I said so. I mean, people act like if you look at certain things that you're going to go and hold the whole thing with hell. Brother, Yeshua the Unifier did a video when he was kind of he was alive, and he was kind of walking out in the woods, and he was talking about how he's reading a book, and it was talking about how the Hebrews didn't have that whole concept of Satan the way that they have it now in the church and hell. And I read that also in the Isis Unveiled book, how like that whole concept of like Satan and hellfire and all that other stuff was definitely brought up by the church recently. And it's like you can see how it's a scare tactic. You can see how it's used to keep you out of other books, to keep you out of other understanding. They just scare you into believing what they say. They don't believe it. Well, they can't defend it. So if they can't defend it, they just got to scare you into, accepting it. And it's always, well, you're going to go to hell. I'm like, well, I guess then I'm going to hell. I said, because I'm not believing this BS anymore. And when they can't scare you into, actually believing all the BS that they tell you, now what? What are they going to do next? The whole Inquisition is over with. You guys aren't going to be able to use those same Inquisition tactics. But see, that's what they act like, that they're going to do another Inquisition again after they get raptured out of here. I said, you guys already had your Inquisition. You already had your forcing people to believe the BS that you guys pushed. You had that time to do all of that. So to sit here and act like, you're going to get that opportunity again, but you guys aren't going to have to go through it, that you're going to be able to get raptured away. I said, it's pretty comical at this point. I said, it really is. I mean, because all the things that they've done in the past, they seem to think is going to happen again to us in the future. The killing of our people for supposed witchcraft, and now it makes you kind of think, who are they going after? You know, I said, because everything they participate in witchcraft. They took all of our information and they were using it for themselves. So who were they persecuting then? When they were doing the whole witch trials and everything else. I said they were going after a lot of our women who are deep into this as well. But you see, people will take like half, they'll take little half truths or half things like, that they hear right now. Oh, Big Judah, he's into witchcraft. See, you're going to go to hell if you listen to that. And this, and I'm like, no, I'm searching for our power. I'm searching for the things that we had before. And I think all of us are searching for that. We don't want to just talk. We want to find out where our power is. We don't want to find out how things were before. We want to find out, what are they hiding. And you got all these people who are constantly, it's hilarious because they don't try to prove anything wrong. They don't. They'll take one word and they'll just kind of run with that one word. Oh, it's a wand. Oh my God, what are you doing? Magic. Oh, you can't mix this truth magic. I was like, what are you talking about? I said, you don't have all of the information our people, the things that we were doing beforehand, because your enemy has hidden all that. So you don't know exactly what we were doing. So you don't know exactly what we were doing. But you only go off of what the Gentiles have approved. And it's funny how they believe in the Book of Mormon, but the Book of Mormon says that they got the information from our people. They got all the information from the 12 apostles. But then the abominable church was going to take out the plain and precious things and then give it back to you, missing all this information. And then you accept that book that they gave to you as if it's the gospel truth, and then there's nothing else, and that's the only thing you can believe is what they give you. So it doesn't make absolutely any sense, because you know that it's missing books. Your Book of Mormon tells you that. So it's like, to sit there and act like they haven't taken anything out of the Bible and what we have, that's all we have. Well, that's all they've given us. You're right. But if they have 50 miles of books and all of our information under the Vatican, then I can't really trust that they're telling me the truth about what they're giving us. That we're not falling for those. We're not falling for those lies anymore. We're not falling for the BS anymore. You know. Beautiful to see the family here spending some time together. So you guys busy in the comment section. That's beautiful. We'll definitely do some more of this weekend, most high willing. We'll do a little bit longer. We definitely want all of our information back. Mo's going to give us. He's going to restore all this information back to us. But the whole using superstition and fear to keep us out of books. So that you can see who that works on. You can see who that works on. It works on quite a few people. The vast majority of the people, have no problem, because they don't want to study anyways. It's not in their spirit. It's not in their spirit. It's like the video last night talking about how we're different from the other animals that are here. They don't do self-reflection. They don't want to know the deep things. They're happy with the exoteric understanding that they've been given and that they've been taught. They don't want to know anything deeper. It's not in them. And then they try to demonize the ones who want more information. They try to demonize the ones who want more understanding. So I mean, and that's the whole thing. It's like demonizing us. Is that anything new? And it was a beautiful thing from the lesson 2 lessons ago when with the Blavatsky book, what is it? Isis Veiled, how it talks about how they use slander, and they use slander against Yahushai. So if they use slander against Yahushai, said that he was pretty much dealing with witchcraft and he was dealing with demons, then he was performing miracles, as you would call it, magic, and because he was far more superior and they all knew it. They just accused him of, witchcraft. Why would they say he's calling Beelzebub and he's doing his he's doing his miracles through the devil? Because he was performing what you would call magic. And I mean, you start reading these other books, and the magic is pervasive through in ancient times. It's all over the place, and it's still pervasive today. They just put it in movies and make it seem like it's science fiction. But those were the things that were happening back then, and they called him a devil. Exactly. So would it not make sense that if those same spirits are here, as we start to go after our power, as we start to chase after, our history, our heritage, that we would be called exactly the same things that Yahushua was called? Does it not make sense now as to why we're being persecuted and people are trying to say all these negative things about us as we try to follow Yahushua, we try to follow his example? So it would make sense that we would be called all those different things. Now the others aren't getting called anything because they're doing exactly what their father has said. Don't study, don't read, don't chase your history, don't chase your heritage. We'll tell you what to think. And they're totally content with that. So it's making perfect sense to me. I know it makes perfect sense to you, brethren, because I said you've been awakened. Brothers and sisters, I said you've been awakened. So I know it's making sense to you as well. Just go to church and do what I say. I said, so it's just a beautiful thing. And this awakening is beautiful. I said that's why I see so many brothers and sisters actually waking up, bringing out this information, coming together. I said painting an absolutely new narrative. I see brothers out here making these videos. So Sister Nema, actually, Laverne made another video yesterday. I hadn't had a chance to watch it yet. I said, but she's been talking about the stars for a very long time. And I said, and then you go back into the sealed book, sealed Book of Mormon, yesterday, and you see how the ones who are looking at the stars, looking at the moon, looking at how they work, looking at how they connect, look how they affect the things down here. I said those are the ones that are chasing after the Most High. Those are the ones that are doing self-reflection. So you see how few people were actually doing this. I hadn't even seen that, in the sealed book, in the sealed portion. Not until Brother Matt shared it with me yesterday. I don't read the sealed portion as much. I said because I'm called to do something different. I said I'm not, I'm called to read other things, do other things. There's other brothers and sisters who are called to do that, and that's how this is. And this is how it should be. I said because not one person is going to have all this information, so therefore you need other people to do their part and bring all this information together, bring their piece of the puzzle. It just gets really messed up when people think that their piece of the puzzle is the only piece of the puzzle. When people think that their piece of the puzzle is the only piece of the puzzle and it's the only one that matters, and if you don't believe that they're the only ones that matter, then you're going to go to hell. It's the exact same scare tactics that the church uses. Catholics, the denominations, Catholics have their part. If you don't believe them, they're going to hell. Christians believe theirs, and blah blah blah. Seventh Day Adventists and Jehovah's Witnesses, no different. I said we all come together. So my brother, I said the 12. I said we've been studying together for years. Years and years and years. Had we always agreed on certain things? No. Sometimes he would get things before I got it. Sometimes I would get it before he gets it. But we never like, oh, I can't believe you believe this. We can't be friends anymore. We can't talk because I don't agree with what you. And then eventually, the Most High gives it all to us. He brings it all full circle. And I've seen that too many times. With just personal interaction with people. So then you can realize, that, hey, you might be a little bit further ahead in certain things. I might be a little bit further ahead. I might be behind here. I might be behind here. I said, but eventually, when the Most High is ready for me to get it, I know who to go to. It all belongs to us. And like I said, brother, sure, the unifier, he does a great job, talking about anthropology and bringing that information out. I said, brother Asir does a lot of great information, bringing many other books together. I said, brother Main, he's doing his thing. I said, so it's a beautiful thing. I said, brother Kudameo, he does his thing with the historical stuff in all these different areas. There's no way that one person can do all this on their own. So anyone who acts like they have the only understanding and they're the only ones that have it, that's a church. That is a Christian Catholic church, because they're the only ones that sit here and act like they know everything. as they're constantly, they probably know a lot more than we do because they're hiding all of our information. But we can only do so much with what we have. But we have the Holy Spirit who's now bringing all this information back to us, and it's actually a greater thing because with all these obstacles set up to keep us away from the Father, to keep us away from the Most High, and do you imagine what they're seeing? They're like, we've spent billions and billions and trillions of dollars to keep them away from their power. And look, no matter what we do, they're still making it back. No matter all the roadblocks we've set up, these people are still fighting through all the roadblocks and finding their way back to the Father. And is that not an absolutely awesome thing to be a part of and to witness? That no matter what they've done, no matter how much money they've set up, no matter how the Confederacy of Psalms 83 has come together, how we got 99% of the world working against us, we're still finding our way back to the Father. No matter if they set up people that look like us to actually stop us from studying and trying to chase the Father, we're still making it back. You imagine how disheartening that must be for the other nations right now? How disheartened they must be that against all odds, we're still finding our way back to the Father. Against all odds, they can't stop us. That just shows the power that we serve. All praise is the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom, family.